As your English teacher, I would really like to see you start a journal in English. Journaling has so many benefits, not just to your personal development, but also to your English skills. It allows you to practice grammar, to expand your vocabulary, and if you really make a habit out of writing in English, you'll also see that you begin to think in English, which is actually an ultimate goal you should have when it comes to learning a foreign language. Today, I'm going to walk you through 10 ideas of journals that you can keep if you're not sure exactly how to start on this writing journey. And also when you're done, you can check out the description box. There I have a lot of ideas for you, some downloadable journals so that you can get started on your writing career today. I do have another video on how to get started journaling if you want to check that out after this one. So the goal of this video is to give you some ideas that you can use that seem like fun, something that comes easily to you. If you're not the type to write long sentences or long pages or paragraphs, that's okay. It's important that you find something that's handy, that's practical, and that you can do regularly. The first type of journal you may consider starting is a reflective journal. This is something I think of when I think of something like a diary, where you reflect on the things that are going on in your daily life. So in a reflective journal, you could write about your feelings, about your relationships, the people around you, and everything important that's going on in your life. A reflective journal doesn't take too much imagination. You simply write what comes into your mind, events of the day, maybe plans you have, but it doesn't have to be too personal. With a reflective journal, you don't have to stick to a specific topic. You can change the topic every day and write as much as you think necessary. If you write once a week, you could summarize the most important events of your week. If you write every day, you can summarize what you did that day, what your plans are for the next day, anything that happens to you, but it's something that you might want to look back on later in life to remember what was going on in your life now. My second tip is to start a gratitude journal. Gratitude journals are very, very popular these days, especially in the mindset community or the personal development community. Studies have found that people who focus on the positive in their lives, who focus on what they are grateful for, hence the name gratitude, also tend to achieve more, to have a more positive mindset and attitude, and thus to be more happy in life. So with a gratitude journal, you're killing two birds with one stone. You can improve your English. You can also improve your mindset and start the day with positivity. A gratitude journal can be in list form, so you can make a list of everything you're grateful for. It can also be in paragraph, but you'll see that even if you just keep a list of things that you're grateful for every day, that it'll continue to increase, that the more you write, the more you'll be adding on to those things you're happy about, and this will really improve your mood, not just your English, but your overall mood and your attitude towards English. My third tip is to start a bullet journal. A bullet journal is also recommended for anyone who is a little bit shy about writing longer paragraphs or sentences because you can use symbols. You can also have a bullet journal in list form. As the name suggests, you can use a bullet journal to write down bullet points. You could write down a list of tasks. You could write down a list of goals. You can also draw little pictures around it, make arrows or check marks when you've accomplished something on your bullet list. You could use a bullet journal to write a to-do list for the week, and then you can go back and make notes on everything you've accomplished or how you did on each point of the list. Bullet journals are for people who like to track their habits or track their progress in something. So if there's something you're working on in your life, you can keep notes on that in a bullet journal. My fourth idea for you is to keep a dream journal. Not everyone remembers their dreams, but if you do remember your dreams, or if you would like to remember your dreams, you could keep a dream journal next to your bed and remember to pick it up and write down your dream as soon as you wake up each morning. This could be challenging, and I think this would be a good exercise for anyone who likes to do creative writing or who would like to explore creative writing. And the nice thing about keeping a dream journal is dreams are weird, so you don't have to concentrate too much on complete sentences. You could let your thoughts flow. You could also use pictures or doodles if you want to really remember what your dream was about. You know, my mother kept a dream journal, and she even went to a dream group. They probably have dream groups on Facebook. I'm not sure, but maybe that's also an option of something you would like to do if you keep a dream journal. I also started writing a dream journal as a teenager, and what surprised me was that if you start to write down your dreams every day, you will also start remembering them every day. So if you're someone who thinks you don't remember your dreams, you might want to give this a shot. I bet you anything, if you start thinking about it as soon as you wake up in the morning and writing down even a very short dream or insignificant seeming dream, if you do it for a few days and make it a habit, you'll start remembering them. And my fifth idea for you is to start a travel journal. You can start by remembering old travels that you had. You can write down what you remember of your travels, where you went. You can also supplement the pages with photographs. You might start forgetting these things in 10 or 20 years, so you can never start too early. And then, of course, you can also take your journal along while you're traveling. Write down your impressions, what you see. You can write in the train, you can write in the hotel, you could write on the beach. This is a gift that keeps giving, because after your travels, you can also reflect on what you saw, what you did, whether you'd like to go back. You can continue writing in your journal. During the months when you're not traveling, you can also write about your ideas of where you want to go. Maybe if you hear about a nice place, you can write it down in your travel journal, or you can have a section of places you'd like to see or things you'd like to do. My sixth idea is to start a creative journal. A creative journal is something where creativity stands in the forefront. You could decorate the pages with something like these oil pastels. They're a bit like crayons. You can draw pictures. You can have a nice calligraphy pen so that the words look beautiful. You can make a collage from the newspaper. You could experiment with poetry, try to do some English poetry, or write your favorite words down that go with your pictures. Writing is an art, don't forget. So I think it's really nice if you can combine writing with some kind of other artistic outlet, like music or painting or drawing. A lot of people enjoy something called scrapbooking, where they take a book like a journal and they decorate the pages to look very artistic and beautiful. It's a very creative hobby. It's more for collecting things between the pages to keep as memories, but I don't see why you shouldn't also decorate your journal and make it beautiful. You can make it as colorful as you like. My seventh idea is to have a health or fitness journal. This is for everyone who is interested in improving their health, being fit. Maybe you work out regularly or go hiking or have some other hobby related to fitness. Then you can journal about it. You could use your journal to set goals and to keep track of your progress. If you think you have been sticking to your goals, what you could do to improve, any plans you have when it comes to your fitness routine or your diet. Not necessarily a diet to lose weight, but a diet in that you eat healthy. You can also use this journal as a diary. You can write down how much time you spend every week or every day working toward your fitness goals. My eighth idea is to keep a reading journal. I hope that you love reading. Whether you read in your first language or in English, I hope you're reading. It doesn't matter what you read. But remember that reading is a quite passive activity. So if you keep a journal based on what you read, if you produce some writing about your opinions on the reading, you can summarize the main points so that you don't forget them. You could write down your favorite quotes from books. You can also keep notes on what authors you like, what books you would like to read in the future, Reading books gives you a great resource for something to summarize or to reflect on in your journal. So even if you keep a reflective journal, the ideas you get out of books could help you to come up with topics. Look, this is a funny book I have, Why Cats Paint. I went to this exhibition in my hometown when this book came out. Look how cool. Wait a second. So they have the cat, that's Smokey, for example. They write about the cat, and then here's an example of the cat's artwork. So crazy, right? Yeah, here's another one. They talk about the cat's technique, painting. He takes a little table to get higher. Look at these two. So expressive, right? Wait, just one more I have to show you. Check it out. Misty's paintings are greatly valued for their strong yet ambiguous imagery, which, combined with contextual uncertainty, allow for great richness of interpretation. The power of this sort of cat art lies in its very incomprehensibility, which enables it to provoke and intrigue. He gets jealous. He doesn't like cats. So it doesn't matter what type of book you read for a reading journal. You could read poetry, you could read art books, you could read self-help books or personal development books. It doesn't even have to be fiction. It can be anything you like. And in fact, it doesn't even have to be a whole book. It could be an article you read in the newspaper, or it could be different articles, blog posts you see online. It's just to give you some reference on which you can write. My 9th idea is to start a journal based on personal development. Personal development can be defined as anything that makes you a happier, more mindful person. If there's something about yourself that you would like to change, maybe you would like to be more ambitious or nicer to people or happier. If you suffer from getting down and being depressed, maybe you like writing about ways you could change that. With this journal, you could set goals for how you want to improve as a person or how to improve the relationships you have. Maybe you have a tendency to attract the wrong people. How can you work on that? Maybe you're too much of a person pleaser and you always say yes to people and you'd like to change that. With the personal development journal, you could set goals and then you could reflect on those goals, write down how you have changed or how you could change. You could also develop yourself personally in terms of your career. Maybe you would like to earn more money or have a job that's more fulfilling. It could also be related to your spirituality. Would you like to spend more time meditating, investigating new religions, or just going deeper into your own spirituality that you already have? And that brings me to my 10th and final recommendation, which is to keep morning pages. And this is an idea I got from Julia Cameron in her book, The Artist's Way. With morning pages, you're supposed to set aside time every day, preferably in the morning, where you write in a stream of consciousness for 3 full pages. The topic is not specific when it comes to morning pages. What you're supposed to do is to just let your stream of consciousness flow. You're just spilling your thoughts out onto the paper. And the idea is to release yourself of these negative thoughts and everything so that you can start the day fresh with a clear mind. The book goes into a lot of detail. I'm just giving you a brief summary here, but if you're interested in this idea, you can go check out her book. There are also some podcasts based on her idea. You can actually throw this journal away when it's full because these thoughts aren't supposed to be something that you use later or reflect on later. It's more to clear your mind than to give you inspiration or to give you new ideas. But in any case, no matter what type of journaling you choose, Making a habit of writing in English is something you will definitely benefit from. Your English will benefit, and I'm sure that you'll see the progress. It will also give you a way to go back. If you go back and look at the journals you started maybe a year previously, you can check your improvement and see how far you have come. And I wish you all the best. Please let me know what type of journal you think you'll be interested in. If you have kept a journal before, written before, what did you write about? And you can even give me an example of some of your writing in the comments. I'll be happy to give you feedback on it. Don't forget to check out my other video, how to get started journaling, and I'll see you soon.